so many good questions and so many good problems and so few answers. I'm just wondering, the places, since I deal with this every day in my practice and with the students, some of the places I've found answers, I'm just wondering what you think of. smartmarriages.com, Mating in Captivity, and Parents Real. Any of those, I would wonder comments on you, because it's so hard to come up with any answers, but these are three provocative areas that have sort of stimulated me to look for answers and find
What were those names again?
smartmarriages.com, which is fabulous. It's the best resource free. Was a small group that now is enormous, which just entertains everything about relationships, not just marriage. And it need not be heterosexual or any kind of marriage, but they're very pro helping people understand what it means to be raising children. And then Terrence Real, who's a follower of Carol Gilligan, who talks about how women now have choices and no longer need to rely on men for their financial support and not expecting more from men, and men are not measuring up. And he talks about himself. And Carol Gilligan was someone who helped us see that women have a different voice, not better or worse, but different, and that men's voices were considered superior, and now it's equal, but men have not caught on to how to communicate in relationships. And he teaches that at great expense. And the third is Mating in Captivity, Esther Perel, who has a fascinating idea about American marriages, which is the paradox that what makes us intimate and passionate are both in conflict with each other. And that Americans expect more intimacy, and that may be the destruction of marriage. So the question is what you think of those three.
Well, you know, I guess I'm not, I mean, I know Smart Marriages, of course, but I'm not so familiar with the other things you mentioned. And I guess the question I would raise is simply, you're talking about people who are already committed to the idea of a relationship, of a marriage. And we're talking about how do you even get to that point? So I think the issues are rather different.
Well, thank you everyone for coming. This was a great conversation. You can, we'll have a video on our website, and you can continue the conversation there. And also feel free to stay for the next half an hour and mingle and enjoy refreshments. Thank you.